Hello, good morning students. Are you enjoying the sessions? We have completed fourth A part, impact of jet in all respects. Right? Now we'll go for fourth B, centrifugal pumps. Anybody? What is pump? What is pump? Pump is the one which is used to lift the water from lower elevation to a higher elevation. In order to lift the water, what is performed by pump? It converts mechanical energy into hydraulic energy. Is it not so? So whenever you are at home or in hostel or even in industry, farmers, most of you are farmers wards, is it not? So kheti madi for agricultural purpose, invariably without pump you cannot lift the water, is it not? Even in hostel, first you have to lift the water to the overhead tank, and then from overhead tank you will draw the water for various activities, daily activities. So that is the difference between pump and turbine. What is turbine? We already learnt, is it not? Or we will be going to learn in the next unit. Turbines, yes. You have not learnt, you will be going to learn. What is turbine? Turbine is also a hydraulic machine which converts the mechanical energy, hydraulic energy, that is pressure energy, into mechanical energy, and in turn it converts into electrical energy. That's all the difference between pump and a turbine. All of you must have seen the pumps. It is shown in the photographs also here. Am I right? So different types of pumps are there. How they perform, how to find out the work done per second, and then efficiency of the pump, heads, etc. Different efficiencies such as overall efficiency, mechanical efficiency, hydraulic efficiency, etc. etc. We have to see in detail various parts of centrifugal pump, and among the two important types of pumps, one is centrifugal, another one is reciprocating pump, etc. etc. Okay? So centrifugal pumps are the most popular and commonly used type of pumps for the transfer of fluids from low level to high level. So already it is told, it converts the mechanical energy into hydraulic energy by the use of centrifugal force acting on the fluid. Therefore it is known as centrifugal pump. In case of reciprocating pump, the name itself suggests the piston which is provided will move to and fro. Thereby it sucks the water from the sump, and then in the end stroke it lifts the water. Right? We will come to that little bit later. Pumps are used in places as I have already mentioned. Here also it is given: agriculture, municipal, water and wastewater plants, industry, power plants, etc. Apart from that, I have said so many uses daily. Centrifugal pumps are classified as rotodynamic type of pumps in which dynamic pressure is developed, which enables the lifting of liquids from a lower to a higher level. These are all self-understanding. You must have already watched this video twice or thrice, I hope so. Those who have not done even for a single time, nothing can be done. You have to watch the video. That's why it will be uploaded one day before the class will be held. That's why during night itself you have to complete the watching. Just on the day of lecture, just 10 minutes you have to recall it. You cannot go through all the slides. Wherever you find out, you have to click it, and that slide for half a minute you have to go through quickly, refreshing or recalling. Okay. And also we will not go in detail, unnecessary theory part. We will not simply speak. Whatever the doubts you have, you ask, we will clarify. Tell me the slide number, I will go to that slide. If at all you are not asking questions as a student, I myself probably at this stage the student may feel difficulty. Only that part I will explain. The remaining you watch any number of time video and then you study books or PDF materials which have been sent to you, hand notes, very clear and legible hand notes are with you. We have already uploaded and you keep study the notes. Basic principle on which centrifugal pump works is that when a certain mass of liquid is made to rotate by an external force, it is thrown away from the central axis of the rotation and a centrifugal head is impressed. Whatever the centrifugal head impressed, which enables it to rise to a higher level. Got it? Basic principle that may be asked for 1 or 2 marks. What is the principle of centrifugal pump? Even in oral that may be asked. So, how you should answer? Whatever the centrifugal head which is impressed when the liquid is made to rotate, which enables it to lift from lower level to higher level. In 20 seconds you can answer this. Okay? Provided that you put hard work during the study with concentration. Is it clear? Next slide. If more liquid is constantly made available at the center of rotation, a continuous supply of liquid at a higher level may be ensured. Okay? There must be continuous and constant process should be carried out. Since in these pumps, the lifting of the liquid is due to centrifugal action, the pumps are called centrifugal pumps. Make it very clear. Since the pump's lifting of the water or liquid is due to centrifugal action. Even pumps are used to lift the milk also in dairy. Don't think that only liquid. Some fluids also will be lifted. Even in sewage gutters, pumps are used to lift the water, debris water. That's why different types of centrifugal pumps are used. Not the same type of centrifugal pump. Action, process, principle remains same, but different types of centrifugal pumps must be deployed so that the different works can be carried out depending upon the type of fluid which we are dealing with. In addition to the centrifugal action, as the liquid passes through the revolving wheel or impeller, that is a moving part, major part for pumps, its angular momentum changes, which also results in increasing the pressure of the liquid. Okay, these parts we will see when we come to that particular article. Everywhere it is given. Now, centrifugal pumps classification. How it is classified, we will see. On the basis of transfer of mechanical energy, the pumps can be broadly classified as follows. Based on transfer of mechanical energy, that is one of the bases by which it can be classified into rotodynamic types or positive displacement pumps are also known as reciprocating pump. Rotodynamic pump is nothing but the centrifugal pump, whereas positive displacement pumps are nothing but reciprocating pump. So in rotodynamic, subtypes are radial flow pumps, that is centrifugal pump means flow will be radial. There could be flow in the form of axial flow. That's why they are known as axial flow pumps. Or even mixed flow types also available. They are also used depending upon the requirement. Now further classification of pumps. That another basis would be on the basis of characteristic features, the centrifugal pumps are classified as characteristic features based on type of casing. We can classify into volute pumps, turbine pump or diffusion pump. Based on working head, low lift centrifugal pumps means they work against head up to 15 meter only, very low. Medium lift centrifugal pumps, it can be used as high as or up to heads 40 meter, means 15 to 40 meter. High lift centrifugal pumps, any head above 40 meter, greater than 40 meter when we use, they are called as high head centrifugal pumps or high lift. Third basis, liquid handled. As I already told, so from sewage gutter, the liquid in the way, that is almost in the form of fluid because it is mixed with debris and all, right? Even excreta, everything will be mixed together in that liquid. Milk, it is a viscous fluid, whereas water, very less viscous when compared to what you call milk. Even oils can be pumped. Oils are also pumped from lower level to higher level. Okay. Based on liquid handled, closed impeller pump, semi-open impeller pump or non-clog pump, and open impeller pump. Closed, semi-open and open. These are the three types. If you read once or twice, definitely you can remember. The question may be asked in this way. Give the detailed classification of centrifugal pump. Then you are required to write on all the bases. No explanation is required. Just as it is, I am teaching you, you have to write. Next slide. Fourth basis, number of impellers per shaft. Single stage centrifugal pump has only one impeller. Usually, example is low lift pump. That means up to 15 meter it works. Multi-stage centrifugal pump has two or more impellers and pressure is built in steps, used usually for high working heads. First one is for low lift pumps. Based on relative direction of flow through impeller. Already we have said that radial flow, axial flow and mixed flow. So we will not unnecessarily waste more time. However, this is important as far as agricultural field is concerned. Mixed flow pumps mostly employed for irrigation purposes, that is agriculture. Radial flow, normally radial flow impellers used in all centrifugal pumps, whereas axial pump ideally suited for irrigation purpose, though latter two pumps are used for invariably for irrigation purpose, whereas the first one, it is used in almost all centrifugal pumps, all types. Advantages of centrifugal pump over reciprocating pumps. The main advantage of centrifugal pump is that its discharging capacity is very much greater than reciprocating. It can be used for lifting highly viscous liquids such as oils, I have already told, muddy and sewage water, paper pulp, sugar molasses, chemicals, etc. But a reciprocating pump can handle only pure water or less viscous liquids, free from impurities, as otherwise the valves may be cause frequent trouble. So that's why reciprocating pump hardly being in use, or it is not popularly and widely being used. That is the basic difference. So likewise, you have to study and understand the difference between two types of pumps. So that's why centrifugal pumps rightly has been said that more popularly and widely being used everywhere, everywhere. The centrifugal pump can be operated at very high speeds without any danger of separation and cavitation. So, in the future slides to come or classes to come, we will study all these little bit detail. However, a reciprocating pump can build up very high pressures, and hence these pumps are used for lifting oil from very deep oil wells. Okay. Now, component parts of centrifugal pump. The basic components of centrifugal pumps may be impeller, casing, suction pipe, and delivery pipe. These are the major parts. Apart from that, there are so many parts which have been shown in the figure itself. Let us zoom this. Let us zoom this so that we can read these also. Okay. This is the centrifugal pump. Many times if you see question paper, draw a neat labeled sketch of centrifugal pump, 4 to 5 marks. Not less than 4, not more than 5. Sometimes even that can be asked for 6 marks also. So what are the various parts? Quickly we will go through. A sump, from where the water is to be lifted, and a pipe is inserted with a strainer and a foot valve. Foot valve is nothing but one directional valve, monodirectional, means once the water which is lifted, it will not be allowed to go back into the sump. That is the characteristic feature of foot valve. It is also known as non-returning valve. Okay. Strainer. Why strainer is used? It is just like shown in this photograph. It is a photograph. Nahi. This is the figure which is to be drawn. Easily you can draw. Suppose if it would have been live class, you yourself would have been appreciated. I would have written so nicely as it is here printed on the board, blackboard, by using different color chalks. Even labeling also would have been done and shown more quickly than what I am explaining now. What to do? Nature, it is not allowing us to teach in the classroom. Okay, hardly matter. Importance is knowledge. How we get the knowledge is not the question. We should strive hard to get the knowledge. That's all. Next, this is casing. Then, eye of the impeller, vanes, suction flange. Here, suction flange. This is the suction pipe. The head from the sump level. You can see. From the sump level up to the eye level of the centrifugal pump is known as HS. Suction head. From suction head, that is center of eye, up to the water level in the delivery tank or overhead water tank, up to which the water is delivered by using the pump, centrifugal pump, by means of centrifugal action, is known as delivery head. The total head is equal to HS plus HD. Also some other losses also should be incorporated. Therefore, that we will come across later. The total effective head will be equal to, even losses also should be taken into account due to friction, etc. is to be taken into account. So delivery flange and delivery valves you can see here. Then delivery pipe. This arrow indicates lifting of water up to the overhead tank from the sump. That's all the process. Since these process carried out by means of centrifugal action, the liquid is made to throw. Therefore, the lifting of water is possible. Okay. Various components we will go a little bit detail. Impeller, casing, suction pipe, delivery pipe. Right? Impeller. It is a wheel or rotor. It is also called as rotor, which is provided with a series of backward curved blades or vanes. You can see from the photograph. This is photograph. Even this you can write so nicely. I would have written on the blackboard. No opportunity on online coaching, online teaching. Okay. So curved blades. Here you can see curved blades, curved blades, curved blades. The two backward curved blade. It is mounted on a shaft which is coupled to an external source of energy, which imparts the required energy to the impeller, thereby making it to rotate. The impellers may be classified as different types that you yourself can go through. Hardly matter. Semi-open impeller, open impeller, I have already said there itself. So depending upon such type of impellers, this can be used for different purposes. For example, shrouded or closed impeller. Closed impellers are used when we are required to pump the pure and relatively free from debris. Pure water, whatever you are getting in bathroom and the kitchen, these are all considered as pure water that can be lifted when the impeller is closed type. It should be free from debris. That's why the strainer is provided. From the sump, if at all any dust particle which is also mixed with water, that will be filtered off and the pure water will be lifted. Once it passes through the foot valve, that will not move in the backward direction. That's why it is known as non-returning valves. Semi-open type can be used even if the liquids contain some debris, not more, some debris. An open impeller is that whose vanes have neither the crown plate nor the base plate. Such impellers are useful in the pumping of liquids containing suspended solid matter. So, how you should understand these types? Open, closed. Closed means only pure. Open means जगह ज़्यादा है, ऐसा समझने का logic. Open means debris also can enter easily. Therefore, the liquid consisting of suspended solid matter such as paper pulp, sewage, and water containing sand or grit, etc. can be pumped. Casing. It is an airtight chamber which surrounds the impeller. This is the casing which surrounds the impeller. Casing guides water to and from the impeller and partially converts the kinetic energy into pressure energy. Following three types of casings are commonly employed: volute casing, vortex casing, casing with guide blades, etc. So these are the three types. You yourself can watch the video twice, thrice, you will understand. Self-understanding. Wherever, whenever you find out, you can put up in the chat box or put up on the LMS system. After 1 week or 10 days, I will go through whatever the common questions which have been asked or common doubts the students have. I will answer in the Google Classroom platform, so that will be convenient for us to send the informations to you, or even in the announcement column. Daily I will change one paragraph. Briefly I will point out what are the doubts you have and how these doubts can overcome. Is it not? So on regular basis you have to watch, you have to read the announcement forum on LMS and Google Classroom platform. Whichever is convenient to you, you can adopt, you can use. Next, suction pipe. The pipe which connects the centrally of the impeller to sump from which liquid to be lifted as shown is known as suction pipe. The pipe which connects from the eye of the centrifugal pump to the sump known as suction pipe, through which the water is lifted, which is to be provided with foot valve, strainer, etc., the function of which I have already mentioned. Last, delivery pipe. The pipe which is connected at outlet of the pump, this is outlet, this is inlet. From inlet, the water is pumped to the overhead tank that comes a part of outlet. Is it clear? And delivers the liquid to the required height is known as delivery pipe. The pipe which is connected at the outlet of the pump and delivers the liquid to the required height, up to the required height. Overhead tanks will not be at a constant height. Depending upon number of story of building which we construct for residential purpose or office buildings, water overhead tank should be kept at the topmost floor. That height will keep differ from purpose to purpose. A regulating valve is provided on the delivery pipe so as to regulate the supply flow of liquid. That's all overall component parts. We will stop here. We will continue in the next class. Okay. So whatever we have taught today, whatever you have watched, you repeatedly watch those videos, understand, write down the points on notebook. As much you will write, so much will be memory power increases. Remembrance power also will increases. So please do not hesitate or neglect. Always you should see that as much as you can write down on paper the points while going through the okay. We will stop here. Have a good day.